Hello. It's 11:14 p.m. So, excuse me. How they always make me yawn before a video. So, I only ate twice today. So, like for breakfast I already told y'all what I ate, but I had the frosted shredded wheat cereal. Also, I had some, let's see, frosted shredded wheat. And then I had some, that loaf of banana nut brownie. And then I also had, um, the tiny little thing of applesauce. And I washed a lot of dishes and, cleaned that area. And, then I guess I was online, you know, I did like a almost 2 hour video. The perps must be mad at me because I only got one thumbs up on that video of at least 70 views. And at one point, a perp gave me a thumbs up and then switched it from a thumbs up to a thumbs down. I had two thumbs up and then they switched it to a thumbs down. So, so then, yeah, it was after. I mean, I think a lot of people. I didn't lose any subscribers, but how the hell I get like 1,230 something subscribers, only 70 views, and only one person gave me a thumbs up. And it's like, well, the people must have got real mad at that video. So, so then it was after 2 o'clock. After 2:30, I started to feel really sleepy. I was feeling really tired. And then afterwards, like after 2:30, I felt really tired. And then, you know, I didn't fall asleep until after 4:30. I tried to fight it and make myself stay up, but I woke up at 6:30. Like I took a nap so late, like after 4:30, and then woke up at 6:30. And then I ate that soup. Well, it tasted a little like I think I may have put. Well, I guess it was supposed to be soupy, but all that good sausage flavor, got watered down. So I had to add some Tony Sachet seasoning plus some Himalayan pink salt, and it tasted good. So, I had that, and then I had one flour tortilla on the side. I had a flour tortilla on the side. and and you know they had this bluebell ice cream, this flavor called chocolate peanut butter. Um, this kind of chocolate peanut butter flavor. Excuse me. Chocolate peanut butter flavor with it had like it was chocolate peanut butter flavor and it had like a little bit of um chocolate peanut butter cups and peanut butter cookie dough. It was good, but and I ate the whole pint. It was good, but I felt I should have ate half a pint, but or maybe I shouldn't have had any at all. But I'm still kind of feeling anxiety and depression about the harassment and everything. So there are a few certain errands that I need to run. I need to get my ass down there to get laundry done. And you know, well, I mean, since I bought new clothes, a few pairs of new clothes, maybe I kind of don't need like such an emergency to do laundry like right now, but you know, um, but I mean, now that I have some more clothes, it's not as urgent that I need to do laundry. but but I need to get my clothes washed. But I just, been feeling so sleep deprived, tired, and exhausted. And it seems like the sleep deprivation is catching up with me. And I've been losing my train of thought and mind going blank and having like a mental glitch or something like as if I can't even recall or think of simple stuff. Like my mind paused and like as if I couldn't even think to say that I had cauliflower. And it's like, wait, what is that again? Oh yeah, cauliflower, like that. So that might be the mind control, whatever messing with me, that my mind keeps drawing blank and, having difficulty recalling certain things. And my body has been feeling weak and I've been feeling sleep deprived and everything. But I guess that shredded wheat cereal is probably, I mean, they say that stuff like that will have like fiber and magnesium. So that might be what's helping me sleep better. So, you know what? I probably should have got not the instant, but probably the 1 minute farina. But I ended up getting the 2.5 minute farina. I love the farina. They say it's cream of wheat, but I can have milk on the side of as a beverage of grits or farina. But if I put milk inside of the farina or grits while cooking, it would make cause my stomach to hurt all day long. But with oatmeal, I can cook oatmeal with milk. Put the milk inside of the oatmeal and my stomach is fine. But I remember when I was 8 years old in third grade, and Stank John from the Masonic Smelly Crab family, you know, he had he introduced us to grits with milk, hot grits with milk and sugar and stuff, and falsely called it cream of wheat. Grits is from corn, not wheat. And when he gave that to us, I was 8 years old in third grade. That was when the foster dad Al was still alive, and my stomach hurt all day long. And so I'm 39 years old, and I still can't eat like that, and I still cannot eat. I cannot eat Italian salad dressing because it make me splatter all over the place. My stomach does not agree with it. I cannot drink any flavor of the brand Arizona tea because it makes me throw up for some reason. And I can't even, I can drink and internalize the Arizona tea, but after some time, I'll be splattering my guts. So I cannot have, I don't know if it, I don't know why. I don't know why I cannot have Italian dressing and stuff like that. So and I don't like French dressing, but I like ranch, but I ain't too crazy over it. But my favorite, like when I eat salad, my favorite dressing has always been Thousand Island, and I also love honey mustard, and I like the balsamic vinaigrette. Those are basically the only three salad dressings I really like. Blue cheese is okay, but any of the other salad dressings, I really don't like them. But like when I tried to eat organic and natural, I would make my own homemade salad dressing with olive oil. Um, let's see, olive oil, lemon juice from fresh squeezed lemon, Himalayan pink salt Soleil, and what else? Apple cider vinegar, the raw apple cider vinegar, and mix it all up and drizzle it on the salad. So yeah, but I haven't been too much of a big salad eater, but I need to eat salads more often. So so but I guess tomorrow I'll have some farina and the real cream of wheat. And I was supposed to have the farina today, but I'll have it tomorrow. And I don't know if I want it with butter, coconut oil, or both mixed butter and coconut oil. And then I can have it with the sugar, the Mexican sugar. So I'm thinking about um I'm thinking about I saved some of the soup left over, but maybe Tuesday I'm thinking about taking the stew meat out of the freezer, the little freezer part of the mini fridge, and thaw it out, and then cut up squash and zucchini and put it in the crock pot and add some the pasta, and I hope it would turn out tasty and yummy. I hope it would turn out. I think it would turn out good. So and I might put a little bit of that last a bit of cheese up in there. That might taste good. But I guess tomorrow and Monday I'll feast on the rest of the green bean and carrot soup. That seems like a soup that would go good with having some chopped up red potatoes in it too. But I didn't have potatoes. So I ate one flour tortilla on the side. So it's so late and I feel hungry again. But I want to discipline myself and restrain myself to not eat so late. It's 11:31 p.m. and I don't want to eat so late. So I didn't work on any writing today really. But I did a couple of a few videos. But this morning I guess I was productive with, cooking and cleaning. I was productive with cooking and cleaning. So someone on TikTok shared a video of somebody in a TI community that was, upset that her roommate was tricked. Her basically, and the way I'm interpreting, it sounds like as if her roommate was tricked into becoming a gang stalker. That her roommate was supposedly a targeted individual like her, and her roommate was tricked into being recruited for gang stalking. Oh, I think I hear loud music blasting the moment I said that. So basically, I'm hearing different stories about how that some people say gang stalkers get paid crumbs. Others say that gang stalkers get $100,000 a year. Some say that they get $250,000 a year, and some say that gang stalkers get millions that they make millions off the target. But they said that's one of the main agendas, to either get you to commit suicide. If they can't get you to commit suicide, then they'll get you to flip and join them and become a perp, in which the majority of TIs have done. When the C-19 started 3 years ago, so many of them have flipped. And so when the video that I saw, when the person had flipped, the person had got outraged because her roommate was tricked into, turning into a perp. It sounded like as if the roommate rejected the guy's offers. But the person insisted that her roommate did sell out, basically. And and I know people have warned me against, the idea of accepting bribes and stuff like that. And it's like they're trying to get me the fake Darnell Williams perk and a few others. So remember that sex trafficking perp DJ? Eventually he left me alone. So he hasn't fucked with me or harassed me in over a year. Or about a year. He left me alone for like a year. So, that DJ perp thought I was such a loser. He was extremely narcissistic. And like it's like that's how the sex trafficking fake pimps, how they do is they criticize you like you're the grossest person in the world, but then they act like they want you so bad. Giving you mixed feelings. So if they act like they want you so bad, but then they treat you like you're the most gross person in the world. I don't understand that. how they treat you like you're the most disgusting, but they want to sexually own you. So, and it's like, yeah, guess that's what that DJ person, he had something to hide. He was aggressive and harshly abusive, harsh with his words and very abusive, and was trying to sex traffic me. DJ was trying to sex traffic me and, said all kinds of horrible things. And he would call from all kinds of different phone numbers. And if I didn't accept his call at 3 o'clock in the morning, he would get very abusive if I didn't answer his calls. So, he tried to even bully and coerce me into turning away from believing in Jesus Christ. And he had a fake name called Voodoo Gods. So DJ, a sex trafficker who couldn't get me, and he was calling me from different numbers. And if you think that I'm nasty and unhealthy, why you keep trying to sexually pursue me? So DJ used to make it like as if I'm so stupid and that I'm crazy and that I'm willingly wanting to be on the streets for attention and pity and sympathy and all that. And then he tried to say, well, all the money that people donate to you, that money could go to a sick kid. You don't need that money and stuff like that. And he's like, don't you want a better life? And he wouldn't tell me his real name. And he got mad and more abusive every time I rejected his offers. And he bragged to me that he got the majority of the TIs to flip and sell out. And he thinks that I'm the only fool the only fool dumbass that keeps rejecting his offers. He bragged and but at first he lied and said he was a targeted individual. And lied and said he was targeted by the police. And then he was falsely accused of me of being a hacker when he was hacking me. And you know. So he would say stuff like, don't you want a better life?" and stuff like that, you know. So if anybody try to give false promises of a better life, they trying to get you to sell out. So or you know, if they try to offer you a better life or improved life situation, they're trying to get you to sell out. So and then they get extra abusive if they think you're stupid and want to be out there on the streets suffering when you really don't. But I'm glad to have a place to live and by myself, you know, without selling out. I did this, you know, I found this place on my own. This specific place, I found it on my own. So well, it seems like both sides like so different. So yeah, I found this place on my own, and a person, you know, they're making threats to try to get it taken away. So so they had this guy. He's supposedly one of the fake LA people, but it seemed like he claimed that he was a targeted individual, and then said no gang stalking here. He said he had a 4-bedroom house in Wyoming. He said he had a 4-bedroom house in Wyoming. And so he's like, "Yeah, I'll let you drive my car and everything." And, you know, it seemed like he was trying to get me to sell out. And, you know, when I rejected his offer to go all the way to Wyoming by him, he's like, "So you want to just live outside? You just want to you just want to sleep outside?" So I mean, I figured that, oh, he's one of those attempted traffickers too. You know, so it's like they want to catch the homeless TI females to sex traffic them and have them living with a pimp slash handler that's gonna MK Ultra them. You know, so if they want to try to, so it's like if anybody remember or knows Andrea Jones, the one who said that she was pregnant for 2 or 3 years, and that they put some drug in her that will stop her labor or something. So I don't even know if she was walking around with a dead baby inside of her or what. But she even, you know, try to recruit me to sell out. And then I cut off all contact with her. And she had moments where she was out on the streets suffering and struggling. You know, like one time she told me over the phone, "I'm not under MK Ultra anymore." But one video, you see that she has like a black wig and homeless on the streets and speaking out heavily against the gang stalking and targeting. And she would wear like a black wig or a brown wig or something. But then she would meet up with some guy, excuse me, and then get a place to live with the guy, and then have pink and purple hair and twerking. She would have pink and purple hair and doing twerking videos. But then when she's out on the streets struggling, like a week later after she got with a man and, lived in his house for like a week and doing twerking videos with different color hair, and then be back on the streets speaking the truth about the Illuminati, the New World Order, the gang stalking, and also reading the Bible with black hair. And then she'll end up with like different color hair, fake weave or whatever, and twerking and stuff. So it's like she's living homeless on the streets like me 1 week, crying out for help. She'll go somewhere and they will even deny her water or give her tainted poison food. And then, like, one day she called me up on the phone and told me, she said, take down all the videos that make you look crazy, and me and you gonna start up a business together. And then she said some other stuff, and then started to act like she was trying to recruit me to join. Then she started to do weird perp shit. And then, Crystal Newman, a lot of people say that I did not know in the first place. I did not know that Crystal Newman was practicing witchcraft. That she practices witchcraft, and she was targeted, and she was desperate to sell out. And me and a few other people kept warning her not to sell out. And she sold out and took the deal at her soonest opportunity. And Crystal was glad to sell out at her soonest opportunity. But she sold out because she said that she was supposed to be rich, under MK Ultra, and was supposed to be ritually sacrificed. So Crystal was perping the shit out of me. And then she lied, saying that I was the one who perped her. So that's how these fake TI perps be, like what somebody said, agents of confusion. So I pretty much always been single and by myself, really. Only had one boyfriend, and the ex-boyfriend Alex Mendez. And and last year, the perps try to use him to get me. They try to bring Alex back into my life. They try to bring the biological brother Wyatt back into my life, and the former roommate Janet, all at the same time. So Wyatt was perping the shit out of me on the phone and pretending to be targeted, or acting like he didn't believe me or wasn't trying to hear it with me trying to talk about gang stalking. And he was when I was talking to my twin sister for a couple of months in 2019, see, she wasn't going to talk to me. But because Danielle from the Masonic Smelly Crab family had passed away, in which I think Danielle's death was a sacrifice, because that Kraft family is Masonic and heavy on the witchcraft and everything. And so Danielle was 37 years old and died from stomach cancer. We outlived Danielle. Like, what the fuck? So my twin sister was, fake shooken up about that. And so she started talking to me on the phone for a couple of months. And, you know, I was afraid that if I would have told her about other people gang stalking me, I knew how she treated me about the other conspiracy talk. So she probably would have attacked me, over the phone then. But as I said, my twin sister, Wyatt, Mark, Ramona, Pete, Derek, all of them are fucking perps. And I think they got Sean too, because whatever they put in Sean's head, that they manipulated. Like, me and Sean used to be like borderline close, but Sean used to make bizarre lies up on me and stuff like that. But they got Sean. They put whatever stuff in Sean's head to the point where Sean was like a man version of me, a guy version of me, getting treated like how I get treated and everything else. And Sean had to suffer homelessness. And I really think Sean is a TI. I think Sean is also a targeted individual. But it might be possible that my twin sister might be a TI that flipped and became a perp. Because she experienced heavy persecution back then. And if we were both targeted TIs in foster care, and then, I think that we were still in foster care when, from what happened with the situation with Lanika when I became targeted from the Masonic Smelly Craft family. I think my twin sister at 14 years old, I think that she took a deal and was sworn to secrecy, probably signed a non-disclosure agreement and sold it out in order to save herself from getting in all kinds of trouble, because she knew she lied on that boy about what happened. She lied on him. So so she lied to save her own skin, and then because pretty much seemingly overnight, like from the time I was 11 up until that situation that happened at 14 years old, I was the so-called golden child, or the foster mom's favorite, but still being persecuted and hated and everything. And then my life just changed overnight. And the foster mom ultimately scapegoated me and said it was my fault that she couldn't say her last words to her mother. And my life been a living hell ever since. So I became the scapegoat. And was heavily fucking targeted. Heavily targeted. But it could have been a possibility that Lanika and the Kraft family, it probably could have been them who got me put on the gang stalking list, or it could have been the foster mom herself. Some people say my twin sister probably could have put me on a gang stalking list, but I really think everything points to that foster mom. And she probably had somebody in the cult to do it, or somebody in the CPS foster care system. Who knows? So, now they had this set of fraternal boy and girl twins they're 18 years old. And the news went viral that the moment they turned 18, on their 18th birthday, their foster or adoptive parents dropped them on the doorstep of a homeless shelter and then drove off. So they ended up homeless. Straight out of foster care. And it's like, well, people can sympathize with what they went through. How come people don't believe a word that I say? Or people won't sympathize with what I went through. As I said, being abused in foster care and then put in a cult, and then suffering gang stalking and being blacklisted. Why is Candy Grand Prix's story? Why is my story not? Why is everybody ignoring my story like as if it's not important? And why is my story not viral? And they falsely accuse me of being an attention-seeking liar. I got pictures of the fake foster mom, or a couple of pictures of her. At least about 3 pictures of her. I got pictures of the biological mom. I could, you know, if I had a car, I could go back to my hometown and show y'all the exact house we grew up in foster care. But then I would be considered as doxing the foster mom if I ain't gonna I'm not gonna advertise her, really advertise or put her address out there. But she lived in Gretna, Louisiana. But I don't know. I heard rumors that I think I heard that she don't live there no more, and that she lived by her daughter, the foster sister Shelly's house. When she was living with Shelly in 2017, and having a stroke didn't stop her from driving a car. So I heard that, you know, Stank Cheryl from the Masonic Smelly Crab family said that the foster mom and sister Dana's death took such a toll on her that she ended up having a stroke. So the foster mom had a stroke right after Dana's death or something. And Dana, like the foster grandma Mildred Collins, slightly outlived Dana. Dana was 74, and the foster grandma Mildred Collins was 76. And I think the foster mom Ann, if she was born in 1947, if the fake foster mom Adrian Felder is still alive, I think she's 75 years old by now. I think she got to be 75 years old. And I can't believe she's shorter than me. And I was definitely afraid of her. But then again, I started to, get strong and bold and courageous and fight back. But, by her being, an abusive narc, they have so many people who either looks wise or personality wise seem so similar to her or remind me so much of her. Even in the previous video that I talked to, the previous publicized longer video that I talked about the ex-boyfriend Ivan Martinez, he reminded me of the fake foster mom. That Mexican guy that was dodged a potentially abusive relationship. So what I forgot to say was, that's one of the guy that talked about wanting to have sex in a church bathroom or something like that. And so I dodged him and got away from him. And then I was so disturbed, that I was trying to look up and research. And that's when I found out they had a website and a book called Psychopath Free. And I'm like, well, oh wow, I didn't realize, he was a narcissistic abuser. And he reminded me, the phrases and mannerisms, facial expressions reminded me so much of the fake foster mom and he was way younger than me, like 6 years younger than me, almost 6 years younger than me. So so if he was that much younger than me and think he got so much control and rulership and authority over me, he traumatized me psychologically, mentally, and emotionally. And I just, I dodged a bullet. I got rid of him. So so even the Giovanni guy that was married with a 3-year old and raped me and took advantage of me, Giovanni reminded me of that Ivan guy, and he reminded me of the fake foster mom also. Talking about, I want my house clean, I want my dinner ready, I want this, I want that. Oh, and you have to come to church. And it's like, why are you trying to force me to be with you when you already have a wife and you say your wife is a police officer? And you showed me the picture of your half Hispanic 3-year-old daughter. And you say you married with a 3-year-old. Why are you trying to coerce me to be with you? And then Giovanni, he ran off with my money and my laptop and I think my cell phone and everything else. And he said, you said share. And it's like, I didn't even say to share so that you could take it all for yourself. So what make you think I'm gonna just give you my laptop? So and Giovanni was a bad fucking alcoholic. He was an alcoholic. And he used to drink Steel Reserve beer. He had me hostage in my house for 3 days. And it's like, if he raped me on June, somewhere approximately around between June 23rd, 4th, or 5th, or something like that, then exactly a year later, I got raped by the Freemason in 2012, June 23rd, 2012. And then a month later, July 23rd, 2012, it was a guy from the fake Seventh-day Adventist cult that tricked me into thinking that I was going to get a job opportunity. And then he stalked and hunted me down until he succeeded. Like, for a few months, he stalked and hunted me down until he succeeded for good to finally rape me. And then he fled and I never saw or heard from him again. But it's like, I would come home from the fake Hell's Way church and he would like always magically find me everywhere. And this Charles guy, Charles Reneaux, Reneaux, Charles lied about his age and he fronted and pretended like he was a good person and everything. And so like when you try to report being raped, people automatically falsely assume you're the prostitute. Or they try to make like, oh, well, you need to get adult protective services. You keep letting all these men in your house. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. But I didn't realize that these were random perps and, the sex trafficking thing. And so, guys kept trying to offer me the prostitute and I would always turn them down. And I'm going to say illegal Mexicans in Los Angeles thought I was 12 years old and I was 30. And I'm not talking about the legal ones. I'm talking about the illegal ones. I'm not talking about the legal ones that were in East LA. I'm talking about the illegal ones in South Central LA. And I heard so many stories about children being trafficked and going missing in Long Beach, California, near the Walmart when I used to go there. to go shop and stuff, and get the things that I needed to get. I had to take the Blue Line train all the way down there because that was a better Walmart than the Walmart on Crenshaw. The Crenshaw Walmart. It was inside the mall. And everybody complained about how that was so tacky. So I would go to the one in Long Beach. And so, yeah, in Long Beach, I heard stories about children going missing and being trafficked. And it was a big thing. And so many, like, it's like one time I was walking on Wilshire Boulevard, probably by Wilshire and Normandy. And or Wilshire, yeah, I think it was Wilshire and Normandy or Wilshire Western. And the illegals had a small white minivan, and they try to grab me and try to force me into their car and into their van. And this happened more than once. And then a few times walking, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock or something like that. I would be walking home from the fake Hell's Way Church. And they thought I was 12 years old and I was 30, and they thought I was 12 years old, and they were trying to snatch me up in a small little minivan. So it happened, like, I don't remember how many times it happened, but it happened more than twice. And blacks and Mexicans acted like they would try to offer me to prostitute. So it happened maybe once or twice in Denton, Texas. But then it happened a lot in Los Angeles. Like, I was in South Central LA. That was the only place where I could get the Section 8. And I never prostituted or whored around a day in my life. And I never had sex in exchange for money or nothing. And, and then when I lived in Greenville, South Carolina, so many perps tried to offer me to prostitute. And I rejected all their offers. I didn't have sex with anybody at all in Greenville, South Carolina. And neither was I raped in Greenville, South Carolina. But the guys, the homeless guys, sexually wanted me, and they were very religious narcs and very controlling. And this light-skinned guy named Wesley Brown, he was a narcissist, a religious narcissistic abuser. And I think I heard he was homeless and on drugs. And I heard he had a girlfriend or a baby mama that he had a lot of kids for him. And he got really mad at me because I rejected his sexual advances. So he got mad and tried to tell me off about myself and try to say that I'm negative and miserable and that I always complain so much and do this, do that, whatever. I'm like, you're just mad because I won't give you none. So Wesley pretended to be a former drug addict when he was still secretly using drugs. And he was homeless, and he was a religious light-skinned guy, and he was a religious narcissist. I'm glad he didn't rape me. But but he also looked like he could have passed for being a foster mom, Adrian Felder's son. He looked more like her son than all 3 of her own kids. And so let's see, so when I lived in Jefferson, Louisiana, Shrewsbury, they had guys that try to offer me to prostitute. And a few times in Pensacola, Florida, not that many, but a few times. And they had in my hometown, New Orleans, when I would be homeless on the streets, and they had the same guy every day, acting like as if he wanted to offer me to go to his house, and he acted like he wanted me to offer for me to go to his house, and he would make me breakfast and let me take a shower there. I refused his offers because I figured what would happen, So my biological brother Sean said that, if people think they're better than me and Sean, and Sean, if if me and Sean are seen as so unattractive that nobody would want us, Sean said that it wasn't until he became homeless on the streets that so many women were trying to sexually take advantage of him while he was homeless on the streets. And they might have been sexual witches or something like that. People who practice witchcraft and voodoo and mix it with sex or whatever. But like, they were taking advantage of Sean, the biological brother. The other brother, Pete, was, setting Sean up with women. And Sean even contracted like an STD from one of the women. And I think that's the woman who Pete set Sean up and forced him to marry. If Pete claims he hates white women, but he set Sean up to marry a white woman so that he can laugh at and make a fool out of Sean. And then the white woman, I heard, she took advantage of Sean and took all his money. Like, she married him and used him for his money. And she was like much older. Sean was in his 30s. And there was a white woman named Kim Taylor in Baton Rouge. And she was in her 50s. Was she in Baton Rouge, or I don't remember if she was in Baton Rouge or Lake Charles. But Wyatt showed me a picture of Sean's wife, Kim, and like laughed and thought it was funny. So Sean ended up being back single, back homeless on the streets. People would take advantage of me, my twin sister, and Sean, financially or sexually or whatever, But my twin sister, I guess she feel like being with China, she's in good hands now. No, she feels protected with China. So so in Cincinnati, for the 2 months I was up there, I don't think I had any experiences with men trying to offer me to prostitute. But me being homeless on the streets in Pensacola, I'm like, why would you want me? I'm homeless. I'm dirty. My coochie stink. Like, why would you want me? They're like, oh, but you can come to my house and clean up. No, I don't trust what you're going to do to me. But when I first got to Los Angeles, not very, very first, but when I was staying at the New Image Fresh Start, and which I heard is shut down in South Central LA, and New Image Fresh Start, one of the shelter residents told me that I think her name was Ashley. And Ashley warned me, saying that, because that was 87th and Figueroa. Figueroa Street is the prostitute street in Los Angeles. The big prostitute street. So, she warned me against to ever. I mean, she warned me against to never prostitute, or never accept, an offer from these Mexican men, because I heard that they be extra brutal, you know, to they are extra brutal towards the black women. Like that they beat them to that they rape you and then beat you to death. So they had this light skinned cute guy had a BMW. He offered me to prostitute, and I rejected his offer in Los Angeles. And another time in Los Angeles, they had this guy that offered me to prostitute, a black guy, and he bust out crying for real because I rejected his offer. Now, like, you can't be serious, right? So, they even had this light-skinned cute guy in Pensacola that had a truck, and he was one of the last people to try to offer me to prostitute. The last I remember, it was like 2022, last year, like July or something like that. He was light skinned, cute, had a truck and everything. I rejected his offers. Like he was mixed or Creole or something, but I rejected his offers. And then, like, one time they had this black guy, and he had, I don't remember what kind of car, I just remember it was a blue car. And he offered me a ride sounding all innocent. And I'm like, no, thank you, no, thank you. And then, he acted like he just wanted to be generous and do a good deed and offer me a ride. And I'm like, no, thank you, no, thank you. And so, I felt bad because, I think I might have been carrying heavy groceries. Who knows? I don't remember. But he got mad and kicked me out the car because I refused to prostitute with him. Because he straight up said, I'm trying to get me some cat. Exactly what he said. And I'm like, oh, I'm not for this. Like, you led me on to think that you just wanted to innocently give me a ride to where I needed to go. So, they had this church. I think it was an Episcopal church. And I tried to go to their, he dropped me off there. And, it was a Sunday. And at that church, they looked at me like I was they looked at me like I was a alien from Mars when I told them about gang stalking and stuff like that. And I think they kicked me out of the church from what I recall. Or they didn't want me there or whatever. But I think I tried to tell them what happened. But yeah, the foster mom acted like she wanted to precondition me to grow up to be a prostitute. Like she tried to act like she wanted to foretell that I'm going to grow up to be a homeless, druggy prostitute. Well, I ended up homeless due to the targeting. But then later on in my life, when the fake Shelby, her nephew, the fake foster cousin Shelby, pretended to be fake nice and was stalking the shit out of me. That's Dana's son, Shelby. So they were using Shelby to perp me and stalk and follow me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Shelby, you never cared about me? Like, why? How you just keep randomly meeting up with me? You just keep meeting up with me at Rouse's downtown New Orleans. The same houses where that Brandon Boogie B. Montrell got murdered this recent Christmas or somewhere right before Christmas. And so when I was homeless, I kept on just randomly running into Shelby, like maybe at least 3 times. He pretended to be fake nice, then asked me for my phone number, and secretly went behind my back. And I know he didn't give a fuck about me because he not once called me. He not once called me and asked if I'm okay. As rich as Shelby is, Shelby and Whitney and all them, Mildred, Corey, they're all rich, living a high life. So the fake foster mom randomly called me out of nowhere, like in 2018 or 19. I think it was 2019. And so the foster mom pretended to be fake outraged or surprised that I was homeless on the streets. So she made false promises to let me come stay by her house. But then she said she was going to be out of town for like a month or so. This was after her stroke, which she had in 2017, right after Dana died. But then in 2019 was when, 18 or 19, I don't remember. I think it was more like 2019, before I left for Pensacola. And the foster mom was outraged and went off and pretended to be surprised that she found out I was fucking homeless. Bitch, you're the one who did this to me. You did this to me. You're the one who got me put in the targeting program, and you pretend to be fake surprised that I'm homeless. And she made false promises to have me come stay by her. Then I never heard shit from her. I mean, like, you want to take the brownie points for raising me, but you don't give any kind of damn about me? So when I became homeless in 2011, after living in Denton, Texas, my twin sister told me that the foster mom told her that Brandy, you'd be. Now I think my twin sister was lying about this. So my twin sister said that the foster mom told her, Brandy, you'll be stupid if you let Candy come live with you. So I think my twin sister was lying about that. I think she lied as the way to try to dare me to call the foster mom up to confront her, so that I could probably get the cussing out or ass whooping or whatever of my life. So yeah, my twin sister a lot of times be lying and making up shit, as y'all know, but y'all still believe her lies. So I mean, my twin sister was even perping me even back in 2011. But the earliest my twin sister had been perping me since the earliest I can remember with her acting like a perp was my sophomore year in high school. And she participated with the regular kids at school with ganging up on me and bullying me. But hey, she acted like she forgot where she came from, because she had been a target for bullying, harassment, and abuse. And her abuse was more brutal and cruel than the abuse that I went through. I mean, we were 12 years old in 7th grade, both of us being abused, picked on, bullied, and brutalized at Gretna Junior High. I mean, even in elementary school, she got a big bad beating from this girl. That I think the girl nearly broke my twin sister's neck or something like that. And then she had a brutal beating from 7th grade, 8th grade, and I think maybe 9th grade. But she got beat up by kids more than I did. But I got some beatings from the kids at school too. Those ignorant project ghetto fake crusty kids at school. They were all freaking perps. Ghetto perps at fake West Jefferson High School. And now the majority of fucking kids that used to bully me in school, guess what? They may be rich, living a high life. Some of them being entrepreneurs, owning their own business. But I'm shocked that a lot of the kids that I went to school with, a lot of their fucking asses turn out to be satanic devil worshippers. Like, yeah, you used to be a perp in high school, and now we are adults, and you got pictures throwing up as above, so below, devil horns, hand signs. So, I used to go to school with you, and now you a devil worshiping, satanic sellout perp now? Because people talk about how they send somebody who you used to go to school with, like retarded, deformed Carnell. They recruited retarded, deformed Carnell, Kenneth Sorrells to perp me. The former friend David Jane. David didn't go to school with me, but I knew David in Los Angeles, and David was part of the fake Hell's Way Church. And David looked like the ex-boyfriend Alex Mendez. So I got rid of all those pictures, but if I would have had pictures of the ex-boyfriend Alex Mendez and David Jane side by side, they look quite similar, and they even have the same voice and accent too. They even talk similar. They look and talk alike. But I guess that's what, even though I wasn't attracted to David and I was never attracted to Alex, I never wanted Alex in the first place. But Alex wasn't even attractive or cute. So and I didn't. Alex was, I guess, a covert narcissist, you know. But I'm glad that Alex Mendez was trying to hoover me last year. And he tried to butter me up, telling me he had a nice house and um that he trying to tell me he had a nice house in Tennessee, and well, so Alex, and that he had a truck and everything. So he was no longer living in New York, but living somewhere in Tennessee. And I'm like, yeah, Alex probably could be lying, but Alex wanted to sexually objectify me. And Alex, I'm like, wow, it's been, if you were 19, it's been like what, like 15 more years, and you still never really you still have not really changed. You still dirty. So when I rejected Alex's offer, he tried to give me the nastiest, harshest, the worst telling off about myself, because, and then he tried to falsely make it like I'm the one that's the two-faced coward. But I caught on to that. That they were trying to get Alex. They used Alex to try to get me. Now, like, Alex, you're too mentally off, slow, and retarded to be somebody's doggone handler. So Alex disappeared and left me alone, because Alex was, creepy and, extremely sexually perverted, and, acting like he delusionally believed he sexually owned me. And, was giving such nasty messages that made me feel very uncomfortable. And Alex sucks in bed. And a peeping little baby dick. Yeah, I said it, all that. So, it's one of the worst things. Like, if you're a female targeted individual, and abusive narcissistic gang stalkers falsely smear campaign you as an extremely horny, desperate prostitute that will sleep with any and everybody that comes your way. So if they smear campaign you and then they have this potential rapist coming up at you and trick you, lie to you, take advantage of you, rape you, and then run off, or try to get you pregnant and want to come inside of you on purpose, hoping that they would try to get you pregnant and then run off and then cut off, they rape you against your consent and then block your number, change their number, and leave you devastated. And then narcissistic women, well, they wouldn't be there, but they act like they think that they know all about you. And they'll falsely accuse you of wanting it more than he did. And lie and say that you're not a victim. Now, like, well, if you're supposed to be a Christian in the church and you can't even be supportive of somebody who's just been raped and traumatized, and then the trauma from reporting the rape to law enforcement is more traumatic than the rape itself. So, yeah. So, I remember shortly before I left Los Angeles, it seemed like everybody was trying to hit on me. And the same thing before I left Denton, Texas, everybody was trying to hit on me. I'm like, where all these guys come from? All of a sudden, everybody's interested in me now. But I didn't know that they were perps trying to recruit me or whatever. And so, I mean, but I just want to, as I said, I just want to stay single and by myself. I don't want to be with anybody. You know, I guess I want to just live by myself. I don't want any friends or lovers or family for the rest of my life. I just want to be by myself. I can't trust getting close to nobody. It's scary because, as I said earlier, that person that's supposedly a targeted individual got mad at her roommate because she said her roommate got recruited to be a perp. And the roommate was supposedly targeted as well. I'm like, ain't this some shit? So they do be recruiting TIs to become perps. They kept trying to get me. You ain't getting me. I will die before you get me. And I promise that. I promise. So, I know I gotta be prayerful, prayerfully watchful, because, if people want to make fake offers for a better life and you at your lowest, is like when I be homeless on the streets and the broke and struggling and at my lowest is when they come at me. Now let me tell y'all this though. It was the night before last. Somebody Venmo'd me $3 and made it like he was a Christian or something. And asked me could he see, have access to my true DVD for Christians. And then he Venmo'd me $3. And he said something about him being a Christian. And then he said something about, he gave me some message that said, we want you. And then, I'm like, what the hell? If you say you are a Christian, and he gave me his phone number, I never called him. But sometimes people would trick you And so, I'm like, thanks for the help, thanks for the $3. Thanks for the help. And then afterwards, he said, we want you, or something like that. And I'm like, huh? And then he gave me his phone number or something. And then next thing you know, he did the um symbol emoji of, and an emoji of the eye, just one eye emoji. And so, if you say you're Christian, that's how they do. If they pretend to be Christian, pretend to be good, pretend to be righteous, and come at you, And then I didn't catch on until after what his trick was. And I know you ain't trying to get me to sell out for $3, right? But I didn't call him. And I'm like, well, if you say you left me this message saying that you're a Christian and you want to learn more about the truth and everything, then next thing you know, you donate me $3, and then afterwards say, we want you. I'm like, I ain't about to sell out for no fucking $3. Go somewhere. I mean, because I didn't realize until after I cashed out the $3. And then later on, boom, a light bulb came in my head to realize afterwards what he was trying to say. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you said you were a Christian trying to learn the truth or whatever. And then next thing you know, yeah, had me. So I heard certain stories about people who are celebrities who became famous singers, rappers, or whatever, that they were even supposedly tricked into blindly selling their soul to the devil and not even realizing it until after, and then they realized there ain't no turning back. So, the fake Donnell Williams perp acting like he wanted me to sell my soul to the devil for a slice of pizza. Like, y'all play y'all play too many games. So, as I said, they wait till you're at your lowest, and struggling to try to make you sell out offers. And so it seemed like with all the rapes and traumas and everything, all this victim blaming from, and all the rapes from random guys being taken advantage of, and victim blaming, and nobody in your corner. You can't even find nobody in church that would be supportive. And they're all perps. They're all against you. None of them are real Christians. They all know what happened before. They know more of the underlying issue of what happened more than you do. They know what's up more than you do. So so it's rough. So I mean, but yeah, it's just odd. These guys are really bold. And the black guy that was following me around in Pensacola, he was taking the bus and always perking with the red. And he used to stare at me and give me mean looks. And, he used to be everywhere I go. He used to he was always there. And then after him, then it was Alex. Then after Alex, it was that other white guy that got me wrongfully banned forever from Bodacious. So if I go to Pensacola to visit, I could never set foot for the rest of my life in Bodacious or Everman, and quite a few other places I just can't go. Or else it would be considered quote unquote trespassing. and these satanic gang stalkers who make these decisions. Wrongfully banned from more than half the restaurants and businesses on South Palafox Street in Pensacola. So yeah, so it was the black guy, and then in 2021, he pretended to be fake nice and try to make offers for me to prostitute. He ended up getting a car and everything. And, I rejected his offers, and I'm like, you're a loser bum taking a damn bus. Go somewhere. But, it's like, no way in hell. You wanted to offer me money to prostitute. And you've been stalking me for a few years. Everywhere I go, you're at. And he will always be there, just like Alex Dupree. And then Alex Dupree will always be there, and he would, be abusive, stalking, following, harass me, trying to set me up and everything. And then when I'm at my lowest, after he got me at my lowest, then he would, like, it wasn't until after he successfully ran me out of Pensacola, then I got proof and evidence of him making me offers to sell out. So, if he would make offers to sell out, and I rejected him, so whenever I rejected him, he would become more abusive. Not like, if you gay, Freemason, devil worshiper, former military, gang stalker. Some people say Alex wasn't a handler, but just a puppet informant. And they're vibrating my whole body right now. They're vibrating my entire body. I should be in bed and sleeping by now. It's Sunday, April 23rd, 2023 at 12:42 a.m. in the morning. I ought to be sleeping by now. So, after Alex Dupree, then come the fake Darnell Williams perp. DJ must have gave up and left me alone. I guess that's what they mean by resist. That's what the Bible mean by resist the devil and he will flee. Alex Dupree left me alone. DJ left me alone. And it seems endless, like they would never leave you alone. But they got some perps that want you dead, that hoping you will die. It's like they're hoping for you to die. And some perps that want you to sell out and lose your soul. Some perps want to murder you themselves. Some of them want to get you jailed or institutionalized. Or some of them trying to drive you to suicide. But as I said, the fake Darnell Williams perp is playing enough psychological games trying to drive me to suicide. But his attempt is to try to get me to sell out. And he's ruining my fucking life. He's destroying my life. And he's remaining undetected. And that's what somebody said, that he's guilty of racketeering. And he think all this shit is funny. And nobody went in the community post to look at the videos of the proof of the sex trafficking. the audio. I mean, I'm sorry. The what was in video form, but audio footage of them trying to sex traffic me. So if y'all think that I'm lying, oh, ain't nobody trying to traffic you. Yes, they are. Trying to make offers to sell out. And, they sick the police on me like dogs. And they got the police gang stalking. Soon as I get off the Greyhound bus, the Victoria police is already gang stalking me. As soon as I get off the Greyhound bus. But if I expose the videos about that, then I get wrongfully banned from that gas station for the rest of my life. Well, how the hell would I get out of Victoria if I needed to go somewhere else then? Alex Dupree was trying to set me up to get wrongfully banned from the whole entire Greyhound. Like, this was some wild shit that he ran me out of Pensacola in 2020. He ran me out of Pensacola. He caused me the emotional he was trying to set me up to get arrested, sicking the police on me like dogs, setting me up, trying to call the police on me unprovoked, hoping I would get shot and killed by the police, and he was trying to sex traffic me. And it's like, I'm screaming out and crying out for help. Alex was one of the first people to say that don't donate to her because she'll take the money and go waste it. So, Alex was trying to capture me and have me locked up. Alex has called me a lunatic and everything else. You the fucking crazy one. An elderly man in his 70s stalking a single disabled woman in her 30s for no damn reason. And I don't even fucking know you. But Alex used to stalk me on UWF campus, Pensacola State College campus, on the buses, go on the way to the beach, stalk me at the mall, stalk me downtown, every fucking where. Stalk me at Winn-Dixie. Everywhere he was there. Stalking and harassing the fuck out of me and creating more enemies for me. Recruiting people to perp me in front of my damn face. And Alex is a pedo that likes to touch little boys. Alex Dupree, the old white man. And he wanted me to be frightened and intimidated by him. He admitted to me that he was a Satanist. A gay satanic Freemason. He admitted this to me. And I cussed him out and called him the F word too. F-A-O-T. That word. F-A-double-G-O-T. I called him that to his face. Because you sit there and harass me, stalk, follow, and harass me unprovoked for no reason, and tell me that the police got me under surveillance. As I said, at Bodacious, they used to love me. Love me enough that they used to send me off with free extra treats. And they had the best chocolate chip cookies in the world. Aside from City Greens in New Orleans. But Alex was the reason why that James guy was perping me and everybody else. And Garrett, as I said, Garrett used to love me. And then that incident happened, then Garrett became a perp. Garrett was just a worker there and lied and said he was the manager. And I should have had that lady on film. When I should have recorded her when she said she was the manager and she overheard what happened. And that's what the perps do. They will make the decision to ban you from a restaurant for the rest of your life, forever. And after they ban you, then they go move to a different city or state. Just like I heard that Brian guy no longer works at Sky Zone in Pensacola. So he no longer works at Sky Zone in Pensacola. Yeah, right after you made the decision to, and Brian wasn't even freaking thinking, and Brian was a fake nice perp, but they workplace mobbed the shit out of me at Sky Zone, and I got wrongfully fired and banned for the rest of my life because Starbricker bragged about calling up the place and showing them my videos, and I didn't even mention Sky Zone. I didn't mention names or nothing like that. But I got the aftermath of everything, on my Target About a Psych World backup channel. It was March 14th, 2021 that happened. So it was 2 years ago that happened. And that I could never go to that Sky Zone for the rest of my life. And now Brian doesn't work there no more. So yeah, there's some weird shady activity with the gang stalking and human trafficking. So so I should go now. It's 12:51 a.m. in the morning. So I need to get my ass to sleep. So I'll see y'all later.